Hello friends, today I'm gonna teach you on how to make this spaceship move across the map. So what I want to do is first, I want to make this spaceship go from to its starting position, and that spaceship will go to its next position where it will be its spawn point, and his spawn point will be at -191, X is minus 191, and Y is -15. So what do we want to do is first First, we need to go to the event and grab when green flag is clicked. Next, we go to the motion and grab, go to X and Y block, the spawn position block. And next, what we want to do is, next we need to go to control and grab the forever loop and put it after the go to X and Y block. And next, what we want to do, we want to go to the motion again and grab change X by 10 just to test it out if the spaceship goes across the map. Let's first see if this spaceship goes across the map. Did it go across the map? Yes, it goes across the map. But wait a minute, it got stuck. The spaceship got stuck at 265, the X position. What do we need? We need to go to the control and grab the if then block and place it inside the whoever after change X by 10. And next we need to go to operators and grab the greater than 50 sign one. But in place of 50, we can write two, 250. When we wrote down 250, but we need to go to the motion and grab the X position in place of the blank space. If X, and there we have X position is greater than 250. We can place this of X position greater than 250 in place of blank. And now it says if X position is greater than 250, what we need to duplicate the go to X and Y block and throw away those remaining blocks and put the go to X and Y block inside the if then block just to test out if the spaceship works. Yes, there you go. The spaceship comes and goes back. That's working. But next, what we need to do, we need to go to my blocks and make a function of what's so-called move block. So what do we want to do with this move block? We have the define move, but we got the move one from the my blocks and we put the move function inside the for everyone. And then we have the define move. We need to go to control and grab four condition blocks. And once we grab the one condition block, we need to duplicate those three more blocks and attach it with the define move. And there, the four if then blocks attached has been attached with the define move. We need to go to the sensing and grab if key up. If up arrow key is pressed, then we need to go to the motion and grab change Y by 10. And the next if then block is we need to grab if go to sensing and grab if down arrow key is pressed, then we need to go and grab it from the sensing. And once we grab from the sensing, we need to go to motion and grab change y by 10. But in place of 10, we can write change y by -10. And the third if then block, we need to go to sensing again and grab the white white arrow one. And once we grab it, it says if white arrow key is pressed, then we need to go to motion again and grab change X by 10. And once again, we're on the last if then block. We need to go to sensing and grab if left arrow key is pressed in place of the blank space. Then we need to go to motion and grab change X by 10. But in place of 10, we'll write negative change X by -10 just to make sure that this spaceship moves with our computer keyboards. Let's see, will it work? What will it work on if we use the up arrow, down arrow, right arrow, left arrow keys? Yes, it works. Next, we need to go to my blocks and we need to make a new function of the one so-called bound function. And there we have the defined bound one. And once I'll put the defined bound aside from it, and then we'll put this bound from my blocks after the move inside it, and that will be inside the forever block. And there we have defined bound block. First, I'll stop the spaceship. I'll stop with the red button, and then we need to check where does this right x-axis go. We need to check this. It's bound from its right x-axis. Its right axis says that its x-axis is at 203. What do we need? We need to go to control and grab the if then block. After the defined bound, we need to go to the operators and grab the sign, but that is greater than that. We need to grab the greater than 50, but in place of 50, we can write, let's say 190. Let's write 190 and we wrote down 190 and again we need to go to operators and grab x position. If x position is greater than 190, then we need to go reserve the motion and we need to grab set x to 190. This is our first bound move, which is the right x axis. Let's see, will it work? Yes, it works. But again, it got stuck because we used the bound move. Oh no, what do we do? We need to go to XMI block, but we don't need to go to motion. We just need to duplicate the go to XMI block and throw, once we duplicate the go to XMI block, we'll just throw away the same old blocks and put the go to XMI block after the set X to 190 just to make sure it works. Will it work? Yes, it works. But again, we need to check its y-axis because the y-axis is going down, which is going below the map. That is not good. What do we need? We need to again go to control and grab the if then block. And then after the if x position is greater than 190, what do we need? We need to go to operators and grab the less than sign one. But in place of the if blank space, then we need to put down if blank space is less than 50. Then what do we need to do? We need to write down in place of 50. Let's write in negative 150. And what do we need to do in place of the first bit of which is not present? So what do we need is we need to go to the motion and grab if y position is less than minus 150, then we need to go to the motion again and grab set y to minus 150 just to make sure that this spaceship stays at its own map. Will it work this time? Oh yes, it definitely works. That is good. So we got the backdrop, which is called the stars backdrop, and our spaceship is moving right and left, up and down arrow keys. But for the next part, we are going to make the asteroids. That would be fun, right? Until then, thanks for watching.